Hey everyone, this is Bondar JR, Silverwolf, Ron, and we're here to stream some eveonline. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and get switched over to the Eve screen. Strange, I'm not sure why it's not picking it up. That's weird. For some reason it's not picking up my Eve screen. Well, that's kind of strange. So we may have to figure something out here, because it does not seem to be working. So I'm actually playing it, so I'm going to go ahead and dock so that I can log out and figure out what's going on. But yes, for some reason, so to catch you guys up, we've been playing eveonline for the last couple nights. We were stuck in Kino yesterday, kind of trying to get our Trig status up. And unfortunately, earlier today, I got blown up scanning the wormhole down because I wasn't paying attention. Rule number 1, always pay attention. Don't pay attention, you get dead. That's exactly what happened. So somehow I managed to get destroyed, and the drifters actually potted me, which caused my clone to be activated. So I was outside and I was stuck outside. I had actually scanned the wormhole down, but had not flown to it yet. I had flown to a wormhole, and it had a whole army of drifters at it, and I wasn't paying attention. So I ended up actually getting griefed. So I'm going to transition over. So now we've actually got the thing coming up, so it is working now. I don't know what happened there, why it was acting up, but here we go, getting this taken care of. So sorry for that delay, but I am here in our N-I-N. Our N-I-N. And actually I logged out. I had already scanned one of these down and I freaking lost it. So that kind of irritates me, which means I'm going to have to scan them all down again. So that is not preferable.
Warp drive active.
So I'm trying to find the entrance back into Kino. I have scanned down multiple systems. None of them have had the entrance, so I'm trying to find the entrance back in so that I can continue to move stuff out, continue to raise my Trig status. So we're going to continue to do that. Earlier, I checked out all the systems in one section. None of them, they had several wormholes, but none of them had the wormhole I was looking for. Nope, that's not what I wanted. So I actually put the combat scanners in there, which I didn't want. Oh yeah, I'm just having a ball today. So I wanted to say thank you to my lurkers. Appreciate you guys. You're what's keeping the stream alive. So appreciate you guys being here. So this is the scanning interface. So I am using my scan probes to scan down these cosmic anomalies. A little irritated because I had already scanned one of these down. It's a data site. I think it's this one. I at this moment, I'm not doing data sites, but I do try to scan them down because then that way, when I come back in here, I'll see it. And actually, I stand corrected. It's a combat site, not a data site. But I remember it was very easy to scan down, but because I logged out and logged back in, I lost all my scanning. So, which also is not good because that's going to mean that I lose it for all the other systems as well. But hopefully we find the one we're looking for and we don't have to worry about it. So there's a data site. I'm going to scan down this one. I did not get it to a point that I was able to find out what type of site it was. I'm actually going to bring up my task manager and see how things are. So let me know if there's any lag. Doesn't seem like there is, but I don't know. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. So that's always a little frustrating. So yeah, this is what happened the last time. So sometimes you get some kind of an echo, which is kind of frustrating. So then you got to scan down both of them to figure out which one's real. It's kind of a sensor echo. All right, a relic site. So there is no wormhole in this system. Interesting. So what I could do is just go ahead and get out of here. But I want to scan these down so that if I come back to this system, I won't have to scan them down again, like I just did when I logged out. So now both of those are scanned down. I'm going to go over here to my website, see what the next system is. So that was our Ennen. We want to go to Litora, so we got to go through Humanessen. So we're going to go through Humanessen. So jump to Humanessen and then go to Litora. Check that one out next. I think the website entrance was in there the other day. Go ahead and reload. Did I just do the runs? Oh, I did scanner probe. Nope, I did the right ones. Good. So yes, rule number 1, always pay attention, because you will get dead, like I have proven on many occasions. In the last, 5 days I've been back to eveonline, I've probably been killed 3 or 4 times because of not paying attention. Jump into a wormhole or jumping someplace and looking at something else, looking at a website, doing something else. So definitely a new move. Luckily I'm only flying these Imicuses, which I build myself. So they're pretty cheap. Expensive if you buy them. Pretty cheap if you build them. Unfortunately, the probe launchers are not that cheap, and the probes themselves are not that cheap, but keep hating getting them destroyed. That's kind of a pain. Star system's been invaded by the Trig. That's alright. I'm friends with the Trig, so not necessarily friends, but they won't attack me. Which was the other reason I was kind of surprised at what happened there. So now we're going to check our scanner, and there are no, none here. So this one was a bust. So I'm going to go back to Humasen and then go to Satri and Teria. So let's go back. Actually, I'm going to fly to this.
Warp drive active.
It takes less time to fly to the station, turn around and fly back than it does to fly. Since I don't have a micro warp drive on this one, I really need to put a micro warp drive on here. But since I keep getting these blown up, I really don't want to put anything else on here that's going to cost me money. So you can buy insurance. Sorry about that. You can buy insurance, which will allow you to get a little bit bigger payout when your ship died. So my ship cost roughly about $1 million. They gave me 98,000 ISK when my ship was destroyed. So, which really was not helpful. More of an insult.
Warp drive active.
So, we really should probably pick this stuff up so we can clean this out. But we'll do that at another time. But yes, so... but insurance is also still, I mean, you pay insurance and you never actually make back enough money with the insurance. I think they insure them for 30 days, which would probably work for me because I keep getting killed. But yes, it doesn't necessarily work out that way. So it looks like 2 people here got killed. So we could actually, if we had our fighting ship, we could get that taken care of, but we don't. So we are going to go to Sotrin area. And that's the next one we're going to check out.
Active.
That's a Heron, which is a frigate. I did do some, we talked one of the other nights, I did do some research on our invention. So invention still works the same way I remember it working. I think they've added a few more decryptors. Haven't quite checked to see exactly where you get your decryptors from, but that's one that I'm kind of working through. You can buy them off the market, of course, but that doesn't that's definitely not profitable. But the decryptors give you a better chance to have a successful invention. So I've made a copy of my Amicus, and I want to try and use invention to get the next level, the tier 2 ship, which is the show info, mastery variations. That's the Helios, so which is where I want to go to. So that one is what I want. So if I do an invention to get that, I can get a blueprint copy, tier 2 blueprint copy that would allow me to build Heliosis. So there's actually 2 cosmic signatures here. So I'm going to pick a random planet, warp out at 100 kilometers.
Warp drive active.
So that if somebody's trying to scan me down, it'll take a while. I'm actually in high sec, so I'm not too worried about people scanning me down here, but one of the reasons I want to get the Helios is because I can put a cloak on her. I can probably put a cloak on this Amicus, but problem is the Helios is a lot more expensive ship since I keep getting blown up. Don't want to, gonna need to be careful. Don't want to lose any more money. So I'm out here now. I got my probes loaded. I'm going to launch my probes. And we're going to scan this stuff down. See what we can find. There's only so many systems that the entrance to Kino can be in. So what we are doing now is we're actually trying to scan those all down so we can find it. So we can get back in there. I want to keep building up my Trig status so we can actually get the try to get the office space, get our corporate assets back. Part of me is not really sure if getting the corporate assets back is worth it. So this one's a wormhole, so that's good. Maybe we'll get lucky. Unfortunately, there are a lot of different types of wormholes. The wormhole we are specifically looking for is what's called a C729. And that's one that will enter into the Trig space. Potchman, I think it's called. So that got that one down. Now we're going to go ahead and scan this one since we're already here. And it might be that we actually have 2 wormholes here, which will double our chances of one of them being the one we're looking for. Probably not, but it's worth a try. We're going to scan this down. The one thing we are going to do is we're going to pay attention when we actually fly to these wormholes so we don't have the same thing happen twice in the same day, because that would be very bad. So this one's also a wormhole, which is good because that gets us a chance for this to be one of these, maybe. It gives us double the chances that this is what we're looking for. So we scanned that down, pull my probes back in. I'm going to actually fly to this one.
Warp drive active.
Make sure to pay attention and not click on anything else. I did find 2 other C729 wormholes during my scanning earlier. One went to Tunavin, one went to, and that's actually a Trig that's looking at that one. So that is a 729. So this is actually the one we're looking for. I'm going to save location. I'm going to say wormhole Kino. Kino, I think, is the only one left. Today is the 16th by Eve time. 0309. I'm going to look at the wormhole to see how long it's beginning to decay. So it's probably has somewhere between 4 and 12 hours left. Of course, when I fly through it, it'll mess that up. But this is a system that's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so it's really not one that I want to mess with. But if it helps me get my stuff out, that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fly to the other one, just so we're consistent, since I scanned them down.
Active.
I've got a bookmark to that one. So right now I'm 75 kilometers away. Without a micro work job, it would take me forever to get there. So I'll warp to the other wormhole, check it out. The scanning doesn't get you within 0. You have to actually grab a bookmark and then go from there. This one is a K162, and this one actually got me a lot closer. But this is what we call an exit wormhole. So I'm going to save this one. I'm going to say wormhole exit. 16, excuse me. 0311. And since this is an exit, I am actually going to go through it and see where it goes. Actually, I'm going to check it first to see. It says the wormhole is beginning to decay and probably won't last another day. So that means it's got between 4 and 12 hours left in it. So that means I should be good. I'm going to go ahead and enter the wormhole just so I can see what it's an exit from. And it says, hey, this is dangerous. Are you sure you want to do it? Yeah, actually. I thought that was a ship that was there, but no, that's a thing. So give it a second to refresh. And it shows I'm in J122843. So this is what's called null space. It's actually always -1 status. There is the only way to get here is through wormholes. So you can scan down wormholes and those kind of things. If I actually look at this one, you can see there's a bunch of things you can scan. There could be also some towers in here. There could be player corpse in here. Could be a lot of things in here. I normally don't mess around in these. I just kind of mark them. So J122843. 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 So I'm going to say exit. I'm going to edit. And we're going to say J122843. 22843. So if for some reason I need to go to wormhole space for something, you can do some mining in there. You can do some other things. You can run some sites. I could do that one, and
Warp drive active.
that would be great. It's going to be there for about 12 hours unless somebody you can actually destabilize a wormhole, as we showed last night, by taking a larger ship through it multiple times with a lot of cargo. You can also destabilize it, I believe, with some charges and things of that nature. So now that I have the bookmark, I'm able to I'm able to warp right to the 0. So this one should take me into Kino. There's still a possibility that this will not be Kino. And if that's the case, I'm going to be pretty PO'd. But it is Kino. So I'm going to save the wormhole here. And say wormhole exit 5/16/03/13. And I'm going to check this one to see. It should say the same as the other side, which it says it's good for 4 to 12 hours. So beginning to decay probably won't last another day. So that means 4 to 12 hours. I looked that up before. So I'm actually going to go ahead and dock.
Warp drive active.
And actually, nope, you know what? Let's not dock. Let's check out these other ones, because I believe I have a bunch of them here. So here's one, a faded. We should be able to remove that one. And Rasenberg binding, we should be able to remove that one. Let me look at the scan here. Oop. Got to click on Kino. So it shows I have 2 to scan down. If I zoom into those, you can see I have bookmarks here, but there are no marks near them. Now that one's kind of near, so if we scan it down, it might be one of these. But I wanted to see if I had 2 bookmarks. So this one is W2. That was one I was using yesterday. That says wormhole null space, which is one of those J sites. That's W2, which we just talked about. This is wormhole exit 515. So that was yesterday's exit. So I'm going to remove that one. It's not showing me the one I just put on here, which is kind of strange. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so right there is this one, wormhole. And this one says wormhole exit. So I'm actually going to get rid of this one. This is the one I saved earlier. And this is the one that I would scan. So what I'll probably do is scan this one down. I don't know that I want to sit here. Let's go out here to one of these planets.
Warp drive active.
I didn't want 0, but that'll work. So it looks like they're destroying some ships. So I have some ships that I can salvage, like we were last night. The salvage can make us some pretty good money. We have us build stuff with it. Rigs are built from salvage. Things of that nature. I did some research on the research. It turns out research is old school. Only long life characters like mine use the research stuff anymore. But I have a lot of points built up. Of course, I looked at the guy that was actually, I watched a YouTube video, when was that, yesterday? And he showed his points, and his were way above mine. I think he had been collecting them for like 10 years. So I'm going to go ahead and scan this down. See what it is. Could be another wormhole. If we're really lucky, it'll take us to Kino, which may or may not. I think the one yesterday actually went to Kino, which I showed you guys, which was kind of nice. So this one looks like it's actually kind of getting close to this null space one, so maybe one that I already know about, which will really disappoint me. But anytime you log off, log back on, all the cosmic signatures are lost. So, and I had to log off, log back on to get the stream to work. So, but this one is a wormhole. I'm going to zoom in here so we can actually see it. But yes, I have a bookmark there, as you can see. So that's going to be the wormhole for null space. So yes, with that said, it is one we already have. We might go check it out. So I think the null space ones maybe last longer than these Van ones. Van ones, the most they last is 12 hours. So I am not going to scan that one down because I already know what it is because I came through it. So, but I am going to go ahead and warp to this one. So this null space one. So let's go ahead and go to W2 just for kicks. I wonder if the W2 one is the one where I actually got killed. I do want to get my battle cruiser out so we can start working on our status. So I was going to show you guys the status, but if I show you the status, I won't be paying attention, and of course I might get killed again. So let's pay attention. And yes, so there's a whole bunch of battleships. We do not want anything to do with them. They will, and that actually looks like the exact group that hit me up before. So
warp drive active.
I'm getting out of there. My goodness, they took my shields out just like that. That's ridiculous. So what we'll end up doing is we'll end up flying back to... And actually, I'm probably going to take my battle cruiser back there. Since we know the thing is safe, we'll do that. So let's go ahead and go back to Sorrento. This is the exit. I should probably put in here that it is Sorrento. But let's go ahead and do this.
Warp drive active.
And what we'll do is we'll repair the ship. When we dock at the station, it'll automatically repair our shields, but our armor is damaged. So I could put an armor repairer on it. I do have some small armor repairers laying around. In fact, I probably have one in the system. So we'll see if I have an armor repair. I'll go ahead and grab it. But it's actually pretty cheap to do it. My battle cruiser, from some of the things I was doing earlier today, actually has its structure is slightly damaged. So I'm going to take it out and get its structure fixed. I do have armor repairers on it, so they work pretty good. But we're going to enter the wormhole as soon as our warp stops. And then we'll see. We do not have anything in the system at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and dock.
Warp drive active.
And actually, I probably should have checked these to see which one I had the best standing with. They're all about the same. So, yep. So we'll just dock with this one. Whoever you have a better standing with will charge you less for repairs, for other things, industry, things of that nature. So,
Docking permission requested.
we're actually doing all our industry now out of Venolin because that
Docking
is,
request accepted.
I think that's the faction that the corporation that I have the highest standing with. So I'm getting the biggest discount. It's doesn't make a huge difference for some of the others, but they do have things available. So I'm going to go ahead and hit repair here. And it says to go ahead and repair it. I got to select it and then hit repair. It says it's going to cost me a whole 1,000. So I'll say okay. And we're good. So I'm going to undock. Go back in. That was kind of a crying shame because those really weren't the ships that were shooting at me really weren't that big. So I'm now going to fly out here to wormhole Kino.
Warp drive active.
And at Sot Ren Terra. Sot Ren Terra. Sot Ren Terra. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and Sot Ren Terra. So we're going to enter the wormhole as soon as our warp stops. Yes, I know it's dangerous. I've been killed a lot of times. I know it's dangerous. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and edit this one to put in the name. Sot Ren Terra. Oops, I need another space in there. Submit. All right, so that works. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dock.
Warp drive active.
And I could fly this stuff out and then fight, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fight. I'm actually going to take the battle cruiser out and get it repaired. Because I don't like having my structure, even though it's only a little bit. I don't like having my structure compromised just because somebody gets lucky. I do really need to probably look at being in a cruiser or a battleship. I don't know that I own any battleships, which is strange because I had a lot of battleships before. But for some reason, it doesn't seem like I have any now. So I have a whole bunch of other things, so.
Docking permission requested.
I'm not sure why I had an aggression timer.
Docking request accepted.
Oh, because they shot at me. That's why. Okay. So, yes. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this battle cruiser out. Combat battle cruiser. 1 second. Really? All right. And you'll see when I undock here, my structure is slightly damaged. I actually did have some... yesterday we talked about my drones had some repairs. I actually flew them out earlier today and got them repaired. So that was okay. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to approach these guys because they've got some loot in them, and I'm going to go ahead and loot them because they seem to have some... Sometimes they have some good stuff. So, but you can see my structure's at 95%. Not a huge deal, but you can get a structure repair. Lock this. As while I'm here, if I'm going to loot it, I may as well salvage it. So yes, it's got a Pockman, it's got a reduction, a couple shield modifications. This one's worth 34,000 ISK, not a big deal. Yeah, none of them are really worth that much, but I may be able to reprocess them, get some good resources, so some rare resources. So I did download one of my previous friends, one of my old friends from my corporation moved on. They're still playing the game. They actually reached out to me and suggested a program, a Java program for life. I don't remember the name of it. I'll figure it out and I'll let you guys know. Probably put it in the description, but and put a link to it. But it allows you to connect and download all your items from eveonline, so you can have them external to the game. Gives you the value of them, what they're worth reprocessed, meaning turned into minerals. So you can find out if your items would be better off being salvaged, which some of mine would be. And so But yeah, so from that perspective, I left this on. That's all right. But yeah, from my perspective, that was kind of interesting. But it does show you what the going rate is for your items. So I found that I had some pretty big ticket items. Strange that I didn't have a battleship. I mean, I did a lot of mission running in order to get my statuses up where they are. And it's kind of strange because I would have thought that I would have had a battleship at least. So Calderian missiles. Missiles are always good. Turn you off. And since we're already here, I'm going to go ahead and lock him as well. We'll just clean up the whole universe. So I'll just give this a little boost. So we're pretty close. This one doesn't have any loot in it, so I'm just going to salvage it. And then what we'll do is we'll fly out. We can drop this stuff off. Curious. Yeah, the white glaze, I can't carry it in this thing. And we'll get this ship repaired, and then we'll come back in and try to work on our status. Takes 20 minutes. I want to kill one, then do something else for 20 minutes and kill another one. So then every 20 minutes I can train up my status. That's what I was going to show you. I'm actually sitting out here. I did get attacked the other night just sitting outside the station because this is low sec. I hate that it does this. But you can see my kill report. But shows my status with Trig is 0.12, which is considerable. I think it was 0.6, 0.06 when we were there yesterday. So I have been working on it. Still a long way to go, but chip away at it a little at a time. So that should help. So once again, thanks to my lurkers. Appreciate you guys being here. My buddy Nick didn't show up tonight, so I'm going to have a little talk with him because that was strange. He usually shows up, so. But it's all good. So trying to salvage this. Sometimes the salvage works. I was looking at my skills. I actually can get my salvage up another level. I don't know that it would actually make a difference. But it might be worth a try. I have it on my list. Right now I'm working on my research skills. I do only have, I believe, level 3 research agents. So that's kind of concerning because you can go all the way to level 4 research agents. And that's what we really should be working on.
Warp drive active.
So I'm not sure why I didn't get to the level 4, but I haven't quite figured out how to find the other agents. There's supposedly some way in game, I think through the agency or something. But I'm also so busy with trying to get this stuff out of here that it hasn't become a priority. One of the other things I want to do is the invention stuff, which means buying some decryptors. Decryptors are pretty expensive, also kind of rare, which is why they're expensive. So I believe there's ways to run relic sites or data sites, one of them, to get decryptors. And so I was going to actually see about maybe doing some of those. Unfortunately, I don't have a ship configured for that, so that's what we'll look at next. So this is the exit one. Imperial Navy's guarding this one, so I'm going to go ahead and jump out here and get this ship repaired. I'll drop off these items just so it'll mark something in this system. So I'm going to go here, dock,
Warp drive
come back
active.
and try and pick off a drone, get our status increase, then we can go do something else. I still have some of that ice to run out. Sorrento, or this one's Satrentera, is a little far from what I'm using for my base.
Docking permission
Building.
requested. Docking request accepted.
But it's still in high sec, so might be worth it just to get it out of here. If I wait long enough, the wormhole will eventually scan in the system that I am using as my base of operations for building. But that's kind of waiting for it to work out my way. If I bring everything out in any system that I can get it to, then the wormhole will generate where I want it to. If I wait for the wormhole to generate where I want it to, it will never ever do it. So I'm going to repair this one, and this one shows 233 ISK. Wow. So yeah, that was definitely worth it. So we're going to go ahead back in there. I actually delayed a little too long. I had one of the battleship drones firing at me. I delayed a little too long to kill one of the other drones so that I could get my status increase, and that's where my structure got damaged. So unfortunately in Trig space, I can't repair because I don't have a high enough status. We've been talking about that. So we will definitely, as we get our status higher, eventually we'll be able to do that kind of thing in there. And the 233 ISK would have not been a problem to pay them. The problem is they won't even let me try to pay them now. So because they are my rating isn't high enough. So yeah, so that's kind of frustrating. Out in high sec, they will never refuse you repairs. They will never refuse you fittings. And I guess I say that I've never had a super low status, so I don't know if you have a really low status. If they'll refuse you, they probably will. I've always had a positive status with most of the corporations in high sec, so that was never a problem. But I'm actually going to look at this wormhole to see if I destabilize it. The wormhole has had its stability reduced by ships passing through it, but not to a critical degree. So yeah, so because this ship went through it, this is a little bit larger ship, it did cause it to not want to play nice. So I'm going to actually go here, and I'm going to check out this Stellar Fleet 1.
Warp drive active.
Just to see what they've got. Kino always has a Stellar Fleet 1. They always have this DAS transmuter. And so those seem to have drones around them all the time. The problem is they usually have a ton of drones, which I can't handle by myself. So we're going to see what's here. If there's only a couple, we could probably pick one off and go do something else for a while, and then come back and do another one, and so forth, and see if we can try and get our status moved up some more. As long as we keep chipping away at it, we should be good. So yeah, those are battleships. I do not want to mess with them. We'll see. They may not actually attack me. I'm willing to bet they probably are going to. I would like to hit that one, but these three are battleships. And if I could take them out, that'd be great. But they rival line battleships in power. So yeah, that's a little too much. So this is 16. That's actually too far for my missiles. And they're actually killing these guys off. So, which means I'll be the next target. So there's that anchoring one. That is a Trig ship. Yep. So that's probably what they're shooting at now. So maybe if I lock this guy quick, and approach, I can get close enough to get a couple shots off. Yeah, maybe not. So let me align with the station. So that way, if they do start firing at me, I can go ahead and take off. But if we kill this guy, he's a higher than a regular drone. So we should get a pretty good status. So they are shooting at me. Looks like only he's shooting at me, so that's not too bad. Oh, here now they're getting ready to shoot at me. So yeah, so let's turn this on. Yeah, so they're shooting at me, so let's... Oop, I need these guys to come back. So return to drone bay. And once they get back... Come on, hurry up. And warp.
Warp drive active.
Alright, so didn't get to my structure, but close. But those are 3 battleships firing at me, so makes sense. Turn off this one. So we'll let this repair our armor until we run out of cap. Probably won't get all our armor repaired before we run out of cap. We might. Armor repairs usually aren't that bad.
The capacitor is empty.
The capacitor is not empty. I can see it. It's right there. So the armor's all repaired. So I'm going to go ahead and dock, which will fix our
Docking
shield.
permission requested. Docking
So
request
we
accepted.
killed the one, which is what we wanted. So that should get us our status increase. So I'm going to now switch over to my prorator. And we're going to haul the rest of this ice out of here. Oop. No, that doesn't work. I got to do it from here. And so, yeah, so we should be able to take two trips with this guy, which hopefully won't destabilize the wormhole that much. We'll get the last of this ice out of here. Probably could pull the rest of these ships out of here as well if we wanted.
Warp drive active.
I think this is the 4th or 5th ship I've had named Investigate, because I keep getting them blown up. Like I said, one was a gate camp, one was the Trigs before I killed my first drone because they were 0, so they shot at me while I was trying to dock with their station, which I thought was kind of weird. They let me dock with the station, but they wouldn't, they still shot me. But once I shot the first drone, they haven't bothered me again, so I entered the wormhole. Alright, so then we're gonna go here, right? Yep.
Warp drive active.
We'll drop off this ice, come back, rinse and repeat.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to actually repackage the Hulk, because the Hulk, if I repackage it, I will lose the rigs, which I don't want to do. I think they're only worth a couple million, but still. I know my corporations used to have rig blueprints, so I can't seem to find those. Can't seem to find a lot that my corporation used to have. So there are a lot of things that have seemed to have been stolen from the corp, so that's kind of disappointing.
Warp drive active.
But that is how it kind of goes, especially when you're AFK for years at a time. So wormholes has stability reduced by ships passing through it, but not to a critical degree. Okay, let's see. It says this is a critical degree. This is considered a pretty big ship, especially when I'm carrying that ice through. So, and wormholes has stability reduced pass through, but not to a critical degree. Same thing, so that's cool. Let's dock here. And then this should be the last one.
Drive active.
My timer's going away, so that's good. I think that was 3 minutes, so we'll get this one. I can. This is a gas miner. I haven't seen any gas pockets in here. I've scanned a lot of stuff down, so I think I'm going to take this gas miner out.
Docking permission requested.
Shows it's worth 821,000, which is really not that much. It's just a destroyer. The Hulk's worth almost 300 million. The Prorator's worth 147 million. 148, so let's say 150. Battlecruiser's worth 41 million, so I'm going to grab this last batch of ice. And I could take the Ibis. I'll leave the Ibis. So yeah, if I redo him, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this guy out there. And then maybe we'll move this gas miner out there, because I haven't seen any gas pockets in here. There might be some in Pockvan space. Most of the gas pockets, gas is a very profitable thing to mine, but most of it's in the nullsec, which kind of causes some problems. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave the prorator out there. I'll come back in with my pod. Whole point in doing all this stuff was to try and get some of these ships out of here. So if I don't actually take them out, kind of defeats the purpose. So I want to get that done. And then once I get my status increased from that last drone, I'll go and kill another one. Keep farming the drones, try and get my status up. Take a while, but we should be able to get it to where we need to.
Warp drive active.
I did find out that if you just click on your bookmark, it automatically takes your warp to 0. So, which is what I want to do anyway. So that kind of works out. Makes it a little easier. Yeah, this shows my worth here for these ships. So yeah, the combat battlecruiser is 41. I need to look and see about getting a battleship. I do have the skills to fly a battleship. So it would be nice to have a battleship in here, because then these other battleships wouldn't be such a problem, and I could actually start killing those, which would give me higher status. The bigger the drone you kill, the bigger the status increase. So if I kill some of those battleship ones, that would actually work out better. So, but
warp drive active.
As I mentioned, so I'm actually going to close this and reopen it, because it does not refresh. It says it refreshes every 5 minutes, but it does not, which is very strange. So if I do ship here, this will tell me all the ships I have. So there's an Imicus there. Procurer, that's a
Docking
mining
permission
barge.
requested. Docking request accepted.
There's my hauler. Let's take this out, and I'm actually going to leave this ship. But there's my hauler. HogginHowe's got a couple shuttles, 22 shuttles. I really don't know why I have 22 shuttles. That just seems like overkill. Here's an interdictor. We're 65 million. Yep. Here's an interdictor. We're 60 million. Here's a capital ship assembly array. We're 633 million. Corvette, which is the base ship they give you just for showing up. It's worth 10 ISK. Manicore's worth 27 million. Manicore's a stealth bomber. Omen is a cruiser. It's worth 13 million. That's just slightly below this combat battle cruiser that I'm using. Astero is a tier 2 frigate. 113 million. Coercer is a destroyer. Only 1 million. Orca, which is one of the largest ships in the game, worth 1.9 billion. I think one of these days, if I start getting some pretty good views or some people coming on, maybe I will auction this off for, maybe 3/4 of the price or something. So I still make money on it, but somebody gets a pretty good deal. Here's a Tengu, which is a strategic cruiser. This is an actually really expensive one, 245 million. And Venture is kind of a mining frigate. It's only 300,000. So yeah, you can see those are the ones I have in ecal. Inaro has data cores. Vanillin has Exhumer, which is 300 million. And Stealth Miner, which I don't know why I called it Stealth Miner because it doesn't have a covert ops on it, but it's worth 60 million. It's a mining barge. There's another Corvette, which is worth 10 bucks. Those have shuttles, and then of course Kino is what we just left. So yeah, so I don't have a battleship, which is really strange. I'm thinking that maybe I gave my battleship to one of my alts. So we may try and figure that out tonight as well. But I'm actually going to leave the prorator. And I'm going to go ahead and fly back. And I think I'm going to bring out that gas miner. So let's see what kind of status I got. Come on. So I'm up to 0.13. Got one extra. 0.01 extra. So not too bad. I keep chipping away at it. So let's go ahead and hit Kino.
Warp drive active.
We'll get that gas miner out of there. Get all of our main ships out of there. Unfortunately, the corporation assets don't seem to have any ships, which I'm wondering if it's just not showing it correctly. But it does have a Caldari control tower, which is worth about 300 million. But I've been told that they're not very popular anymore. Not sure why. That's another one of those that I probably need to do some research on to see. Technically, my pod should not cause any problems with this wormhole, but we will look at it just to make sure. Wormholes has been reduced by shift pattern, but not to a critical degree, so same thing. Wormholes beginning of the day probably won't last another day, so that's still 4 to 12 hours, so still considered a young wormhole. That's what it says right after it spawns. So let's go ahead and dock here. The Hulk I cannot fly because the Hulk, I guess they changed the configuration of the exhumers, and now it has less miners than it used to. And unfortunately, I have miners equipped, and since I don't have the status with Trig, I can't remove them. So that was what I did with that other one, and I actually repackaged it It didn't have any rigs, so it wasn't a problem. And that allowed me to get rid of the invalid stuff. I can do that with the Hulk, but the Hulk has rigs, which means they're destroyed. Anytime you put rigs on, rigs do enhance the ship, but they are non-recoverable. So not like the other modules. So yeah. So I'm kind of. I do have a trouble ticket in with CCP that I've had in for, I don't know, 7 days now, and not a single response. Started off as a skill 1, which
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
turns out the skill was not a problem. You guys, I think it was the one where I was muted, but when I was streaming, I was able to figure out that that my skill wasn't a problem. I'd actually bought the wrong skill, though I was buying it off of a fitting. So I'm not quite sure how that happened, but it did. Turned out I did buy the wrong skill, so I did buy the skill. It did inject the skill. It did train the skill. I was looking at, I think it was heavy assault missiles, and it ended up buying, I think, heavy missiles or something. So yeah, it was kind of one of those where it was just a wording thing, but yeah, it was kind of frustrating. So I'm going to take this gas one out of here. This one's actually only worth 800,000, which is kind of strange. So this is actually a pretty cheap ship. Now it's a destroyer, so that's probably why. But it's got gas, as you can see, it's got gas fittings on it. It's got a micro afterburner. Afterburners are kind of they're the wicked stepchild of the warp drive, micro warp drives. So
warp drive active.
So hey Nick, thanks for joining. I was wondering where you were at. Did you not get the notification? Actually, it's weird. It doesn't show you online. Even though you're chatting, it doesn't show you as watching. So that's kind of strange. But you were gaming. All right, well, I can't blame you for that because I'm gaming right now too. So I was curious, does your Xbox do Eve? I don't think it does. Eve's kind of a special one. It's one of the few MMOs that's, it actually, when it connected to Steam, it was actually pretty controversial because Eve was always one that didn't connect. It's kind of like Star Citizen. Star Citizen is one that does not connect with any other gaming systems. So yeah, so that one's kind of a weird one. They have their own, what would you call it? Game launcher. And so Eve used to be that way. But interesting enough, that's weird. Oh, because I've got to search on for ships. Yeah, that's why. So let's close this and reopen it. And then dock here.
Warp drive active.
But I actually got blown up earlier today. Lindsay says hi. All right, tell Lindsay I said hi. And tell her that one of these days she's going to have to explain to me why she sacrificed so much to marry somebody like you, because she's way out of your league, way out of your league. So I was actually at Nick and Lindsay's wedding.
Docking permission requested.
So it was actually not their wedding, their reception. It was actually a very beautiful reception. Until Nick told his mom about an inside joke.
Docking
so that one was kind of devastating. So how was your mom's birthday? Yeah, you're laughing about that. I had no idea you told your mom about that. That was really didn't expect that. That was yeah, I don't even know what to say even after all this time. So we've had a joke at work. So Nick is considerably younger than me. You guys can see my gray hair. Nick's considerably younger than me. He's a whole different generation. So we had a joke at work that he was my son, and that his mom and I had an affair, and he was the result of that. And then of course, you know, she married his dad, and you know, and all that. And so, you know, so his mom was kind of my long lost flame, you know, the one that got away, you know. And yeah, so at the reception, his mom walked up to me and started telling me about the joke. And I was like, I'm usually not at a loss for words. As you guys know, I'm pretty easy spoken. I like to, some people say I like to hear myself talk, but yeah,
Warp drive active.
when she confessed that she knew all about that, I was at a loss for words. And so yeah, I was actually sitting with a bunch of Nick's old co-workers from another company, and they were like, "What?" Yeah, it was quite interesting. So yeah, so then I was kind of curious for the whole rest of the night if Nick's dad knew, and if I was going to get a talk from him about it, because I'm not sure he would appreciate the joke, but he seemed like he's got a pretty good sense of humor, so he might. But yeah, so that was quite a thing. So no, you did not tell me she knew, because if you had, that would have definitely changed on whether I came to your reception or not. So yeah, I figured your dad really has a pretty good sense of humor, so I could see him enjoying it. But I would be quite embarrassed to have him know about that joke. So that was yeah. So yeah. So our little gaming thing kind of caused some
Warp
issues.
drive active.
So somebody else just came through the wormhole, but luckily they didn't shoot at me. So especially since I'm in my pod, which they could have easily taken me out, but I think they were probably a little scared that somebody was coming through the hole, not expecting somebody to come through in a pod. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll get our battle cruiser now, and we'll go pick off another drone. So, but yeah, so yeah, that was kind of one of those where gotta be careful the jokes you tell. You never know how they're gonna come back and bite you in the rear end. So that was a good one. So, but it was a very beautiful reception. So, and he's got a smoking hot wife, way out of his league, way out of his league. So, but I'm sure he knows that. So, but yeah, so yeah, Nick, to catch you up, I actually got killed earlier today, and I got killed and potted, so I had my clone was
Docking permission
activated.
requested. Docking
So
request accepted.
so I got stranded outside of Kino space. So then I had to scan it all down again, which took a little while, but I managed to do it. So you kind of missed the scanning, but yeah, you'll get to see it. I'm sure we scan all the time. So, but I'm gonna leave the Hulk. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. I mean, it's only 2 million. It's really not a huge deal, but I got other things I can do, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. But let me go ahead and undock this guy and see if we can find another drone to pick off. One preferably that's not a battleship. So we went to this place, Stellar Fleet. So let's go ahead and check that one out
Warp
again.
drive active.
And they were actually beating the crap out of the Trigs that were there. So if nothing else, there might be something to salvage there. I think salvage stays around for an hour, but don't quote me on that. It used to be you could scan down wrecks. So if people were doing mining, or excuse me, if they were running missions, you could scan down the wrecks and then go and salvage their wrecks, because a lot of people would just do the missions and leave the wrecks and didn't care about the salvage. So yeah, so that's still just those battleships. So I'm not going to stick around for those battleships because I cannot take them out. They are definitely out of my league. And there are 3 trig ships there. But they're not even close to battleships. So, and I can see they're fighting. I don't know, maybe that looks like that might be a battleship. See, that's the other thing I don't like. Is these trig ships, they don't tell you what level they are. So those guys are fighting. So if I actually helped kill one of these battleships, that would give me a huge, huge one. And actually, I think all I have to do is hit them, do some damage, and then if the Trigs destroy them, then I'll get credit because I did some damage. But I'm not sure they're going to kill these battleships because there's 3 battleships and they don't, you know, even if this one's not a battleship, I think that's a cruiser. These are going to be frigates, I believe. So, yep, so that one's just got destroyed, so we're out of here. So let's go ahead and warp to this one.
Warp drive active.
Because once they realize, hey, those are frigates, they're going to come after me because I'm the next biggest ship. So, I can't take on those battleships, so. But I did do some research last night on the scanning. That's why I bought the combat probes. So it turns out you can actually scan down stuff to find a direction and then use the combat probes to try and find them. But it is, I'm sure there's a science to it. I haven't watched any YouTube videos on it yet. I'm sure there's a science to doing it quick, because quick is the key. That's how the gankers scan down people to destroy, is they actually go into those kind of things and do that. So let's look here. So we do have this unstable wormhole. Let's warp to that.
Warp drive
Actually,
active.
I didn't need to warp to that one because that's not going to be the most. There's also 2 mining sites. So that's another thing that's nice about Kino is I think maybe I ought to leave the Hulk here once I get it fixed. To be able to mine these sites. The problem is the Hulk is just it's so expensive. It's almost more worth selling it and buying the mining barges and using those. My buddy that's actually been playing come back earlier than I have. He said the exhumers, oops, those are all battleships. Let's get out of here. Actually, a couple of those are cruisers, but still. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get out of here.
Drive active.
Yep, they're targeting me. Man, my shields are already down. Go, go, go. My goodness gracious. They didn't even lock on. Now, that was interesting. All right, so let's not go to that wormhole anymore. They're camping that out. Actually, that looks like the ones that were at that other wormhole. So let's check this one out. Maybe that is the same one. Actually, we can tell that here. No. I've got one here. That's the one that's going out. I've got one here. That's the W2. And I've got one here. Those are not that close. So, yeah. So, I'm going to try that W2 one again. Oh, my shields. Let's go ahead and dock.
Docking permission requested.
Not that it seemed to matter. A few seconds my shields were going, but that 2 seconds bought me enough time to warp away. So
docking request accepted.
Luckily they're not warp jamming, or I'd really be in trouble. Yeah, it looks like my corp actually used this combat battle cruiser more as a jumper ship to jump other people, because it has a webifier. It's got a the fitting that I'm using is one of my old corp fittings, and so yeah, so it's got a webifier, it's got a warp disruptor. So this is for keeping people from leaving. But they're not really doing me any good because I don't use those. So. Let's go to W2. That's where we saw those battleships before.
Active.
So it looks like they've moved to the other one now. Well, that goes to the null space. So I didn't even get a chance to look at that wormhole. They were on me like stink on crap. But yeah, we'll check this one out, see. But yeah, these guys, they all look like they're battleships, unfortunately. Which makes me want to go and buy a battleship and bring it back and start taking them out. Because like I said, I will get higher status. So these, I think, so these are probably considered cruisers. So I might be able to take these guys. The problem with these guys is I think if I attack them, a whole bunch of others will come. Heavily upgraded well sleeper drone different configuration have been detected, blah blah blah. While unlikely as capable as drifter vessels, sleeper drones they control should not be taken lightly as they can strike in large numbers, include designs that rival the battleships in power. Yep. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna approach. We're gonna get to about 10, and then we're gonna stop. And stop. Yeah, of course that didn't work. Now I'm all the way on top of them, which I didn't want. I'm gonna launch these guys. How come I lost one of my drones? No, I didn't. There's still 7. That's weird. All right, so let's do this. And they are engaging. So that other one's 36 away, so hopefully it won't be. So we are doing some damage. Just not quite doing it as fast as I would like. And we'll see what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and align to Kino or to the station. So that way if I need to get away quickly, I can try to scoop my drones. The other night, I think we had an incident where I had to fly away without my drones. I came back and was able to scoop them up and then kill everybody. So it was kind of nice. Because I think the Trig came in and actually took out some of them while I was away recovering. So this is tearing down their shields. So we're actually doing some damage. My drones seem to be doing okay. They're not taking any damage. I don't know if they're fighting my drones or what they're fighting. They don't seem like they're fighting anybody. But these are definitely bigger. So if these are cruiser types, yeah, so that's going to be the end of that. So they're dead. So now this guy's attacking us. So I'm going to lock them and approach. Actually, he'll probably come to me. So it's not really doing, there it goes. Actually, he's way too far away, so don't shoot those. Let's approach him, because I don't know how he's hitting me. He's way too far away. He must have rail guns. But let's go ahead and turn this on just to be safe. He's trying to webify me, which is fine. Okay, so now he's getting into my armor. There's just one of them though. It's killing my cap. He's way too far away. I can't seem to close with him. So I'm actually going to run out of cap here in a little bit, and that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to call these guys back. Because once I run out of cap, I'm in bad shape. So that's what that beeping is. It's telling me that I'm getting down. So they have come. I'm going to go ahead and warp. Actually,
Warp drive active.
the webifier's on, but it doesn't seem like it's stopping me. Just slowed me down.
The capacitor is empty.
The capacitor is empty. So yeah, so I got out just in the nick of time.
The capacitor is empty.
I'm well aware of that. So what we'll do is we'll dock. That'll take care of our shield. Our armor is completely healed. Yep. So no big deal. And once you dock, it restores your shield and restores your capacitor. So then we can fly back there and try and pick off that second one. But actually, it might behoove us to wait for the status increase and then go back and do it. Now, the problem is, that was W2, right? I think it was W2. Yeah, I think it was W2. Curious. Let's go ahead and pick this up. Let's go ahead and lock it. It's a scout, so probably not going to get much from it, but it's worth a try. Never know when you might get something. Oh, it's actually got rocket launcher. Inferno cruise missile. Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not a huge missile guy, but sometimes kind of nice. So that kind of. So, oh, yeah, we are scanning it. Okay. It looks like they killed another one. Another state navy. That's a rook, so that's another frigate. So the size of these is what matters. So these are frigates. The next level are considered, I think these ones are considered cruisers. These ones are considered battleships. So. Ironically, though, I haven't found anything that specifically tells me that. That's just what I've been able to deduce. So give that a try. But yeah, the salvage is not really going well. If you have multiple salvagers, it does a lot better, but unfortunately, then I'd have to take off rocket launchers. Then I'd do less damage, so I do like the damage that I'm doing. So honestly, I'm usually a railgun type of guy because you get a lot more distance. But I don't own any railguns at the moment, so that's another one of those things that I probably need to build up and start doing. I think the Kaldaris are more railguns. Or no, I think the Kaldaris are more missiles, like some of the others were. But I think when I used to run my Drake or one of the other battleships, I used to do railguns. So nice to kind of mix it up because then it does different types of damage, which they can protect against certain types of damage. As we have our shield things here. So this one is energized membrane, which is giving us 22% defense on all 4 types. Actually 4 types. So that looks like electrical, explosion, fire, something else. I don't know what that one is. But yeah, so that's giving us those kind of defenses. And then this one is actually giving us 15%. While it's running, it gives us an extra 15%. Unfortunately, when you have multiple of the same type, they don't stack. You actually get a fraction. So, and so it actually, yeah, there's a whole bunch of calculations that go into it all. So, yeah, this is still not salvaging this. Come on, guy. And I'm sure when it does finally salvage it, it's going to say you didn't get nothing. Didn't find anything of value. What? There goes my combat timer. So that's from our battle earlier. So you successfully salvaged. So I actually did get something from it. So let's go ahead and lock this one. And approach. We should be able to do that pretty quick. Man, that's a lot of ships. So this is some kind of fleet that's flying around. I don't know if they're going and taking out the drones or if that's what they're doing, but it seems like that might be part of it. So there she is. Let's go ahead and open this up. So yeah, we actually got another filament in there, so that's kind of nice. And let's salvage this. Turn you off. Micro warp drive works really nice, but it burns through your capacitor. So this fitting, my corp fitting, actually had cap boosters that I was supposed to put on it, and I didn't buy them because my alpha account could not run them. But my Omega account, of course, can. I've got skills for everything. So I probably, when I was out there, probably should have bought those and added those, because that would have actually helped. So when that cap boosters allow you to fill your capacitor back up. So when it starts to go low, you can fill it up, and then that way you don't have to quit fighting because you can keep your cap going. And so I could have stayed in that battle back there. But honestly, since we're trying to farm the drones in order to get my status up, it's better to kill one drone, because I get the same status increase whether I kill 50 drones or whether I kill one drone. So actually, I shouldn't say that. If it goes by the largest drone that you kill. So in this case, both drones were the same size. So if I killed both drones, I wouldn't have got double. I would have still only got the same. So once we get that status, we'll see what it is. But yes, with that consideration, it's in order to farm the status like we're trying to do, to try and get the status raised, we really need to just kill one at a time. But we want to kill one of the largest. So yeah, so if I actually buy a battleship and do that, we could probably go that way. So yes, so nothing of value. Imagine that. So actually, there is the station. So somehow we managed to fly away from the station. So we're actually going to dock the station, because that'll fix our shields, and then we'll wait for the status. But trying to think what else I want to do here. We could go out there and mine, which would kind of be nice, because this is kind of a nice area to mine. I think every day those minerals respawn. The only problem with mining is you're kind of a sitting duck. So I'm probably going to wait till I get my other account as Omega as well, so I can have both accounts on at the same time. So at least I actually have
Docking
someone
permission requested.
that can kind of defend me. And so that'll kind of work. The other thing I could do is get Nick to run the second account. Having him
Docking request accepted.
Having him watch my back might not be such a good idea, hey Nick? So, because right now I'm sure he's distracted. So, probably by that smoking hot wife of his. So, but which makes sense. So, you're gonna be distracted by something. That's what I'd be distracted by. So, but yeah, with that said, we have cleared out everything from this place. The only thing left is the Hulk. This is my scan ship, and this is my attack ship. I could go out there and see what it cost me to get a corp one. To get a battleship. The Drake, I think, is one of the more popular battleships. I think that's one I had way back when. They're not cheap, of course, but yeah. The other thing we could do, and I don't have the stream set up to do it, I would have to change the stream a little bit, which I've been meaning to do anyway. Is right now it's tied to only when this character comes in. So yes, if I actually tried to bring in one of my alts, I don't think it would grab the window. So yes, we would have to modify that some, but that's a pretty simple modification. So, but yeah, I haven't really looked through my alts to see what kind of ships they have, if they have any battleships. I did see some cruisers when I looked at them, but I don't remember if any of them had any battleships, because I could easily steal one of their battleships, which would be easier. One of the problems with buying a new ship is that you got to buy all the modules to outfit it, and you got to run around and do that. I prefer to build. Unfortunately, blueprints are expensive. And like I said, I prefer to not only buy the blueprints, if I'm going to buy the blueprints, I want to buy the blueprints for something that I want to then invent to get to the next level. One of the things we talked about was the research agents. So go here to research. Here's all my research agents. So, and actually, I do not have it. Oh, that sucks. So in order to get the Amicus, in order to get the, I can never remember this. Show info. The Helios. Should be, Helios. So in order to get the Helios, and there's my standing increase. So now I'm up to 1.6. I went from 1.2 to 1.6. So that's actually was pretty good. So I got, because of that, so I'm actually going to go and kill that other one right now. So, but yeah, so in order to invent with this Amicus blueprint to get the to get the Helios, I need Galente Starship Engineering data cores, and I do not have those. I have Caldari. I have Amar. I do not have those. The other one I need, I think, was the mechanical engineering. Let me see. Well, let's go back to blueprints. Owned by me. Venelin. So if we go here, and if I put this as a copy, if I put this in there, so it tells me I need Galantine, and quantum physics. So if I go to research, I don't even have quantum physics. Now I do have those skills. I just haven't been gaining any data cores for those. So that's kind of a pain. So, because I don't even have those. So now, of course, you can buy them. I need 10 for each. I was planning on trying to do 5 runs and get 5 decryptors. The decryptors are super expensive. Actually, not really. That's 1 million, but that's not a super decryptor. That only get that, yeah, that gives -40. I don't want that one. This attainment decryptor, I think, or is it this augmenter? That's 40 less. I don't want that one. Optimized attainment. Oops. Yeah, see, that one gives plus 90% probability. So to give your success, it gives 2 extra runs. So with ships, you only get 1 run. So at least with this, I'd have 90% probability. It actually factors it in. So I think it showed me with that decryptor. Since I just add that one in. Optimize attainment decryptor. Which is what it's going to show in here now, right? Optimized. No, I want to do optimize attainment decryptor, okay? Shows my success is 77.9. And if I did 5 runs, I need 5 of those decryptors, which that attainment decryptor usually runs, what did it say? Usually runs 4 million each. So 5 of them, that's 20 million. Not bad. The Huron's worth way more, the Helios is worth way more than that. So if I was successful with all 5 runs, that would give me 3 ships per run. I could sell the extras, make the money back. So yeah, not a big deal there. But I also have to buy these data cores. And so, since I don't have them, and these data cores, data core, manufacturing research. So data core, we're looking at Galenthian. That shows 91,000 each. So no big deal. 10 is going to be 9 million. So once again, I'm going to pay 20 million for the decryptors, 9 million for these. So there's 29. And what was the other one? Quantum physics. Quantum physics are 95. So another 10. Let's figure 10 million. So now that's 10 per. So hold on. So that ends up being 50. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I think I got to the mutant time. So you don't want to sneeze in your ear. But yeah, so I would need 50 of these. 98. So let me get my calculator. All right. So the Galantine are 91,000 each. So let's just say 92,000. All right. Depending on what we are able to get up to. So I need 50 of them. Come on. 92, 1, 2, 3 times 50 equals memory plus. All right. And then the decryptors, and then let's look at the quantum physics, 95,000 each times 50, 95, let's say 96. So 96. Is that right? That can't be right. I really don't like how this window keeps going away. 96, nope, 96,000 each. So let's back up. 96,000 times 50. So that's another 4.8 million. So memory plus, and then the decryptors. Decrypt. There we go. So we want this. That's 6 million. This is 4 million. Optimize attainment decryptor. I think that's the one I wanted, right? Yeah, 90% 2-run modifier. This one, there's 6 million each. So yeah, so I would need 5 of these. So 4.2, let's say 4.3. So 4,300,000 times 5 memory plus. So if I bring that back, that is 30,000, almost 31,000. Excuse me, 31 million. Watch your decimal points. So 31 million just to do the invention for these 5 runs. Now, no guarantee that they'd all be successful. Now, 77.9 is pretty good, but figure probably get at least 3 of them. So 3 of them at 3 runs each, that gives me 9 ships that I could then sell. So let's go out here and let's see what the Helios. Let's see what the Helios is selling for. Let's see, Helios is selling for 24 million each. Okay, so by doing that, I would be able to buy, let's say, at least, I would say I should have at least 2 that are successful. Most likely 3. Possibility I could have all 5, but I could also only have 1. But either way, if I have 1 successful, I would get 3 runs, and technically the materials for the invention would be nearly paid for by selling 1 ship. Now, of course, I still got to get the minerals to sell 1 ship, but and I don't know what those minerals cost. So Helios blueprint. So look at it. It'll tell me what they are. So yeah, Galante Starship Engineering, Electronic Engineering. So that's really weird. I'm not sure why Electronic Engineering's in there. Manufacturer. It does not tell me. There it is. So I need ion thrusters. I need a bunch of components. I need planetary materials. Wow. Morphite. I need an Amicus. And I need RAM Starship Tech. Yeah, I do remember that. And actually, I used to have... No, I had. I had a blueprint for Starship Tech RAM. Where the heck did that go? So yeah, so with that said, planetary materials usually come by. These components, I think these are actually, these are planetary material things too. So I think I can build these. Photon motor compressor, crystalline carbonite armor plate is something you actually build. I did have a blueprint for those. Man, I really don't know where these all blueprints are. Crystalline carbonite armor plate. Let me do this. I know I had one. Crystal, yeah. It said, that's the Helios blueprints. Let's look here. Yeah, so why did you close that? I didn't need to close it. Where'd that go? There it is. So scroll down here. Crystalline carbonite armor plate. I know I had crystalline carbonite. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to search around through my accounts and see where that one went, because that's one I know I definitely had, and that wouldn't have been on any corp stuff. That would have been definitely on my personal. I wonder if it was now, because it would show me if it was a job. Because I was constantly building those. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I seem to have lost, and I don't know what happened to them. So actually, I'm going to go out here, and I am going to kill that other one if it's still there. It's probably not still there. But we will see. We're approaching the 2-hour mark. Actually, it's only 11:30. Actually, I did start a little early, so that's probably why. So anytime I see the 2-hour mark, I start thinking, uh-oh. So we're going to go out here. I think that was W2. So let's see.
Warp drive active.
So let's reload this guy. I'm going to need to buy some more missiles here soon. I still got over 1,000. I think I bought 3,000, so I've used up quite a few of them. Not sure I'm getting the real bang for my buck. Well, my missile skills are pretty high. I really need to figure out how to use these filaments. So yeah, so the ship's gone. We can go ahead and salvage this one and maybe they'll come back. Because yeah, that one is we got a pretty good bonus out of it. So in fact, I think if we get to the 1-0 status with Trig, I might be able to fix the Hulk myself, which would be awesome. So I'm really afraid to fly the Hulk because after what my buddy told me, he said that actually even in high sec, people are targeting Hulks just because of the salvage. I guess they get some pretty good stuff from the salvage, but they're super expensive. So let's do this, and let's do this. Yeah, nothing big there because it was just a drone. But the drones are giving some pretty good salvage. But yes, they were not here. So what we could do is we could try and fly around and see if we can find someplace else they are. Highly unlikely that we'd find one all by itself. But you can see here on this wreck, it shows that the sleeper medium wreck Mer is Mercatorus. That's the symbol for my corporation. So it shows that this wreck is owned by me. So if somebody had looted it, it would give me an aggression timer towards them for stealing my stuff. Now, since we're in low sec, that doesn't matter. High sec, it makes a bigger difference because if they steal from you, you can attack them and then not be retaliated against by the police. If they attack you, the police will take them out. But since they stole from you, you have the right to, to react. And so that's kind of nice. But it's one of those where a lot of people leave cans out there around gates and stuff because, let's go and see what's up. They leave cans and stuff out there around gates.
Drive active.
Because if somebody takes something from the can, how did that get all the way over there? I tell you, some days it doesn't pay to get out of bed. But if they take something from the can, then they have an aggression timer against you and they can kill you, and the police won't do anything about it. So they'll put something stupid in the can and hope somebody steals it, and then they'll be waiting or cloaked or whatever, and ooh, Nelly, those are all battleships. So time to go. Come on, come on. Come on.
Warp drive active.
Actually, that's not that one. Look at that. My shields are gone. I mean, they didn't even have a chance to target me. It's crazy. So there's my timer. 5 minutes. Oh, which is funny. Because they shot me. Sorry about the yawning. It has been a very long day. And actually, tomorrow seems like it's going to be longer. I have to get up and drive one of my wife's friends to work because their car's in the shop at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, how I get myself into these things is beyond me. But
Docking permission requested.
just a nice guy. So.
Docking request accepted.
But yeah, so I'm going to go and see. I'm going to have him repair my shield, and I'm going to go and see if I can find one of these other ones. We're actually going to go to this one. We're going to go to this one.
Warp drive active.
Maybe go to the mining fields. Like I said, I haven't seen a single rat at the mining fields, but it does make me wonder if maybe I should bring one of those mining barges back in and do some mining. Like get some pretty good minerals and stuff. Like I said, I hate the mining because you're just a sitting duck. So it's better to do the mining in high sec. But there's no good minerals in high sec. So. The one other thing that the other guy I watch, oh, these are all. I'm going to go ahead and loot these. The one other guy I watch, he that looks like one. I think that's mine. Does it say Myrrh? It does say Myrrh. It does say Myrrh, so that's one I killed. What was I going to say? Oh, the other guy I watch, he actually lives in MPC nullsec, which is a little bit better because the local actually shows you who's around. So it's low sec, but it shows you who's around, so it's kind of a little more controlled. So, like a warp drive, which is fine. Yeah, we'll go ahead and salvage these. See if somebody else shows up. It looks like somebody's already been through here to kill these. So they probably won't have anything else show up. When I go to this one, there's always a ton of them. But we'll try that next. I really only need one. Sometimes I wonder if the salvaging is worth it, but rigs and some of the other stuff actually can get those things, so, or can use those materials. So when you build rigs and stuff, you need these kind of materials, fried interface boards and that kind of stuff. So let's approach this guy. Oh, there's a filament. Still not worth much. Nobody is, there's my timer. Always wonder where that beeping is. Where's that beeping coming from? Somebody targeting me? Usually is not. But always good to check out, just so you know. So, all right, got that one. Let's go ahead. That one has already been looted, right? Yep. Let's go ahead and salvage that one. Oh, turn you off. Actually, let's go ahead and purchase. Oh, there's a battleship. Let's see if he's going to attack us. Oh, he is closing fast. Let's go ahead and align. He's not shooting. Rival align battleships in power. Oh, now he's doing it. Warp.
Warp drive active.
There goes my there went my shields. Just like paper. He was all by himself. Really makes me wonder if maybe I could take him. I don't know. It took me a while. When that other one was attacking me, I wasn't really doing much damage. So, and that was just a cruiser. So, probably not. Let's go ahead and dock.
Docking permission requested.
But yeah, so we'll see if we can find another one.
Docking request accepted.
The other thing I found is if you fly to some of the planets, sometimes the planets will actually have drones around them. We can do that. Went there. Let's go here.
Warp drive active.
I should have dropped these off. Because now if I get this thing blown up, I'm going to lose these. But, you know, they're really not that worth. It's only worth 34,000. That's only worth 3,000. So, yeah, I'm not getting... 161,000, 39,000. Yeah, none of these are worth much. And then I paste is worth 5,000, and I'm not even using it. So yeah, so there's some more. That's a battleship. The rest of these are cruisers. Nope, they're locking on. Multiple. Let's get out of here. Oh my goodness. It's not letting me warp. I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. There goes my. There goes. There goes. There goes. There goes. There goes. Nope. I'm gone. What did my insurance give me? And they potted me too. Man, what a. Well, at least I know where the thing is. Yeah. Yeah, they webbed me so I couldn't get away. Transferred 1.60 ISK into your account for the recent loss of your ship. 1.6? That's it? I mean, that's crazy. That doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, I know. They killed my pod too. I know. Alright, so here's where I'm at. I don't want the shuttles. Let's go to Vanillin. Actually, I have another amicus somewhere. Wasn't an amicus that I lost though. I could go ahead and fly back there. I don't need an amicus. Yeah, so let's see if we can get back there. So Sorrento, right? Yeah, this one. So let's say set destination at 7 jumps. Well, that was disappointing. So yeah, you guys got to see me get killed, which is always enjoyable. I guess I could have taken one of these shuttles, but who cares? At this point, my clone doesn't have anything, so who cares? Don't have a launcher, so close that down. You know, let's do this. Hold on. Let's see. Let's look at a Drake. So 50 million for a Drake. 9 jumps. I want to go 9 jumps. 57 million. And then, of course, I got to outfit it. Drake blueprint is 580 million. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think so. 57 million. Yeah, but it is a battle. It says battle cruiser. I really want a battleship. So here's the one thing we're looking at. There was something here. It says agency. Where's agency? The agency. There we go. All right. So it says here, if you go here, there's actually resource harvesting, fleet up. So I guess you can actually go into these, and there's groups that you can actually go into and join up with people. I wonder how many of them are actually working out. So there's also a ship section. Mission agents, career agents, storyline agents. I'll never make that any bigger. Yeah, so that's not working. Encounters, home front. Yeah, there goes my timer. Yeah, so I don't know why, because they said there was something in here that would allow you to go to a ship tree. And I haven't seen that, but that's what I would like to look at to see if there is some kind of thing there that would show me which ship I should probably get. So, because so much has changed since the last time I played, so. But yeah, I can get a Drake for 57 million, which isn't the worst, but still. So I'm going to do some research. It's about the ship tree. So we're really close to midnight. We're over 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and call it since I got killed. I'm going to fly back into Kino. So before I log off, I'll fly back into Kino. So that I can be there to scan the wormhole down again so that I can get in, get out, get my stuff. But I need to come up with another combat ship so I can continue to raise my status. So, but I definitely want to find a higher level combat ship. So I want to see this. I want to see this ship tree that they talk about. Air synchronization failed. Please try again later. So I'm getting a lot of these kind of things. So I think it's because my character is so old, it's not able to do these things. So one thing I get is my skill plan. My skill plan never. Did I not say jump? Maybe I didn't say jump. I guess I didn't. So, but it's weird because supposedly there's a ship tree. Epic Arc Sisters. Ramon, which is one jump. Emergency Aid Convoy. So, ship epic ice belts, enforcer, blah blah blah, social fortune, fleet hacking, ice harvesting, hauling, blah blah blah. Yeah, so let's jump. So yeah, so I'm actually I'll keep you guys on while I fly there, but I'm gonna fly back to Kino so that I'm at least inside the wormhole when it changes, so then I can scan it down again easier. But yeah, there's supposedly some kind of ship tree, which is a new thing. Ship tree, there it is. Which is supposedly a new thing. So this shows you kind of where you can go. So here's your shuttle. There's your Corvette, which those are the basic ones. And you get in your transport ships, haulers, transport ships. And minimize this. We're going to jump.
Warp drive active.
So here's a Blackbird. These are cruisers, destroyers, interdictors, recon ship. And these are battle cruisers, command ships. Battle cruisers. There's the Drake. That's the one I was looking at. Drake Navy issue. And you get into the Navy battleship. So there's a Scorpion and a Raven. Not sure what those cost. Cruise missiles. Yeah, these are all missiles. What is that? Those are battleships. Raven, Scorpion. Okay. Usually gives me enough
warp drive active.
Gives me enough sound effects that I can find what I'm doing. So there's Black Ops. So this is that Caldari? No, that's my capsule. So ship tree, okay. Titan. Wyvern, Chimera. Chump freighters, which I haven't never looked into them. But I'm pretty sure this is Caldari. So, oh, here's how it is. Yeah, so here's how you change. So I want to look at Galente. Clicked on every ship but it. All right. So, yeah, so these are your haulers. Away. So the prorator's definitely not in here. Battle cruisers. So that's a Meridian. That's what I remember used to fly. And this is a Dominix. Shield extender, armor plates, reinforced bulkhead hit points, bonus to drone hit points. So that's 358 million. Now that's, and this was 57 million. So the battle cruiser's kind of at that. So the one I had, let's minimize this. Do our next jump.
Warp drive active.
Otherwise it'll take us forever. But the one that I was flying was oh crap, what was it? It was a Gnosis, because it kept telling me that the acceleration gate wouldn't let me go through. So I'm not sure which race the Gnosis is. Let's see, can I search him? So, GNO Gnosis, there it is. So now so it's a roll, medium energy turret, which is not what we were using it for. Command burst, heavy missile. So it was a heavy missile boat. Drone, 50 bonus to drone hit points. But the question is, where is it? Show info. It's a combat battle cruiser. Okay, so let's do this. So here's a Navy battle cruiser. Recon ship, heavy interdictor, logistics, heavy assault cruiser, battle cruiser, battleship. I don't see a combat battle cruiser. I don't see that as a class. Assault frigate. Command destroyer. Recon, heavy assault, heavy interdictor. Command ships. Black Ops. Yeah, so I don't see a combat battle cruiser anywhere. We need to be careful or I may get killed again. Of course, at this point, I wouldn't lose anything. So, flying around in my freaking pod. Go away.
Warp drive active.
Our Navy Vice Admiral. So I need to find a new battleship or a new combat ship. So my guess is that the Gnosis was not something that you could even have anymore. So that's why they only gave me one ISK for my insurance. It probably would have been better off selling it since it was a history type thing. Wonder how many other ships I have like that. The Tengu, the guy I watch, I think his name's Drake. I'm not going there. So I want to go to,
Warp drive active.
the guy I watch, he flies a Tengu, so I know that one's still legit. But yeah, curious about the others. Remove waypoint. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and enter this wormhole. Yes. And I'm going to go ahead and dock.
Warp drive
So
active.
at least that way when I do need to Armageddon. So in Armageddon, I'm pretty sure it's a battleship. And we should be able to look that up. Of course, Imperial. That might... Oh, what happened? Where's the key? It used to be it had, oh, there it is. MR, let's see. Armageddon, I'm pretty sure that's a battleship.
Docking permission requested.
Prophecy, Harbinger. Harbinger I used to have. I remember one of those.
Docking request accepted.
I wonder if I gave it to somebody else. Caldari. Battleship is the Scorpion and the Raven. Calente is the Dom and the Megathron. Minamar is the Typhoon and the Tempest. Yeah, those are just mining frigates. Where did these other ones come from? Indicator. Vigilant. So the Gnosis is not here anywhere. And I honestly don't see the other one. I don't see the other one either. Orca. So there's the Orca. So that's what I own. I could sell that one and buy several other ships, but Venture, I have one of those. Okay, so where's the Armageddon? Armageddon, there it is. No info. Armageddon's a battleship, okay. It's an Amar battleship. I was just looking at Amar. Here I am. Battleship. Prophecy. Harbinger. Oracle. No Armageddon. There's a prorator. Absolution. Paladin. Black Ops. There. Armageddon's a Navy one. So that's why. So these are battleships. Abaddon, Apocalypse, Armageddon. Okay, so those are battleships. Alright. Pro Raiders and MR, so that's good to know. But it was a command. Said it was a combat battle cruiser. But once again, let's go here and let's do Gnosis. Gnosis. Show info. So it doesn't have a the SOCT's Gnosis class battle cruiser. SOCT, is that Sisters? Servant Sisters of Eve now. SOCT. SOCT. Who the heck is SOCT? Alright, let's do this. SOCT. Yeah, weird part is it doesn't have the other ones in here. The drones. So it doesn't look like the SOCT is something that's there anymore. Gnosis. No. Kino. SIS. Although the society generally frowns upon violent behavior, extreme and often extremely violent methods are taken to protect. Mischief, acquiring, deepening, sharing knowledge is key to the philosophy of the SOCT, and one well served by the capable and fearsome Gnosis. Typically used as exploration, research, or training vessels, well equipped for such activities, even better prepared, however, to guard such tasks from 50% bonus command burst, 25 heavy missile, heavy assault missile, 50% drones, core combat scanner probe strength. That'd be good. So it looks like it's still around. Reprocessed materials. 1 titanium. That's all you get. Maybe that's what the... Yeah, it only takes 1 titanium to build it. Yeah, it's almost like this can't be built anymore. Yeah, it's not on the market. Something's weird. So yeah, so with that said, I'm gonna have to figure out which ship to get. So I'm gonna have to get another battle combat ship. So make this guy active. But I'm actually gonna call the stream here. So since at this point I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, so I'll have to do some research. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for seeing this through and being on here with me. Appreciate it. Got to see me get killed, which I really would have preferred you guys not seeing, but that's all right. It happens. So, happens a lot with me. So, wish it hadn't happened in my NOS, because that was actually worth quite a bit of money, but yeah, anything you fly, you have a potential of losing. So, and that one was one where I got webified. So I probably need to look into some things to keep that from happening. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. So I will be streaming again tomorrow, and I will see you guys then. So tune in, appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys later.